Now let's stay with power problems. And Joburg Mayor Mpho Phalatse says the country can forget about economic recovery if there's no solution to the energy crisis. Now the city will host an energy indaba next week. This, of course, in the face of daily blackouts. Our reporter Silindelo Masikane has been following this story today. Hello, Sli. So the city of Joburg is trying to find solutions to the ongoing energy crisis. Just tell us more about this.
Well, of course we know, Sally, that for the past 2 weeks we've all been subjected to daily rolling blackouts at peak hours. This is between 5 and 10 p.m. and this is usually when South Africans are going home, possibly also trying to get dinner ready for their families, and it's just simply been quite an untenable situation. And in the country's economic hub, you can only imagine just how much this is hampering on an economic recovery plan, especially given the fact that we've just gone through 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic that has seen major job losses in various industries. And so what we do know is that an energy indaba is set to take place next week, and this is where we're going to see stakeholders coming together to try and find a solution, and especially in terms of alternative forms of energy and sustainable energy, so that we don't have to be subjected to rolling blackouts. Let's take a listen to what the mayor had to say to me earlier on.
What we've already started doing is started to open procurement for independent power producers. MMC is driving that process. But the energy indaba is really going to help broaden our understanding of what is possible, what's doable, and what resources are available out there. I believe that we will be able to dream better and reimagine the energy situation better. And I mean, I know I emphasize economic growth, but it's also about lived experiences, day-to-day lived experiences of our residents. You know, it's a small thing like that that can drive people out of a city to go relocate elsewhere. We want to retain our residents. We value them so much, and we want to build with them. So we also want to give them good customer experience, customer satisfaction, particularly our ratepayers, but also the poorer residents who can't afford to necessarily pay. They too deserve access to energy, and we should be able to give them access to uninterrupted supplies of electricity.
And we are seeing this more and more, that individual cities are now trying to work out energy solutions. And it's so crucial because, of course, these bigger cities are where the money is made. We heard about eThekwini just moments ago, so many hubs of industry there. And here in Johannesburg as well. But as you mentioned, these daily blackouts are having a real impact on citizens and on your ability to live your life properly. You've been speaking to residents. What are they telling you?
I mean, frustrated, angry, just some of the adjectives rather that we can use to describe how residents here in Johannesburg are feeling. Many of whom that I spoke to today are elderly and are saying it's just quite difficult to get your daily tasks done, knowing that at some point you're not going to have power. Some of whom are also students who say that it's making it difficult to be able to study. So, I mean, the situation overall, I think all South Africans are really pretty much fed up with it and are looking for a long-lasting solution. Let's take a listen to what they had to say to me.
It's very frustrating because sometimes we go home and ukudla kwethu sekumoshakele namafriji ethu namanzi endlini. It's very irritating ngalo nto nje kakhulu.
Ngifuna ukuthi bayenzeni?
And then also sicela abantu please basifakele ugesi right, like.
Yeah. It's annoying because it's an annoying time. You know, this, I'm tired. I'm going to be honest, I'm tired of going to bed at 6 o'clock.
Sivuka ngamanzi abandayo, masivuka ngamanzi abandayo ukudla kuyamosheka emafrijini, yebo. Asawazi ukuthi siyayini, sifika la emsebenzini, mafika emsebenzini, impahla zishishwe ibene, uyabona lo. Yeah, so kahle kahle yiyo lento yesibhayizisa nje.
In a retirement village, it is an issue. We have a lot of elderly people here, and the constant changing of the program is also not good. And the fact that it affects them at the moment at supper time, you know, when they're wanting to cook, etc.
Yeah, it has a very real impact on your everyday plans. Sli, I saw that you spoke to the mayor in that earlier clip, and of course you would have asked her about the very sad news that we got last night on the show about the passing of former mayor Moirane. What did the mayor say to you about this?
I mean, she was really quite emotional, I must say, Sally. It's been quite a difficult period for the city of Johannesburg in the terms that we've lost essentially 3 mayors in 10 months. And so she's saying that despite the fact that they are mourning the loss of Mpho Moirane, the business of the city has to continue, hence that energy indaba and budgets that need to be tabled within the next week. But when I spoke to her, she really spoke quite highly of the character of Mpho Moirane, saying, describing him as someone who was so honest and diligent in his work, someone who was also transparent, saying that whenever they engaged each other in council, he was always willing to be honest with her, not somebody who would get to council and then all of a sudden change his vote, but he was always direct. And she says that, of course, the city is quite poorer without his leadership, but quite emotional. And, of course, as many residents of Johannesburg who admired and looked up to Moirane, the city has, of course, sent their condolences to the family as well.
Yeah, a very, very sad time. Thank you very much for that update. That's our reporter, Silindelo Masikane. Now, still to come on SA Tonight, we're going to pick up on